Hello, my blockhead beauties. Welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life of a Blockhead. It's your girl, that Wahlburgers chick, coming to you from NK Airplay Radio. And today, I got a special guest, Naomi from Dope Nostalgia. She is from Edmonton, Canada. Say hi to everybody, Naomi.
Hi, I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome! I'm excited to have you, girl. Yesterday's event was awesome.
Wasn't it?
Yes, it
Oh.
was. Okay, so now I gotta ask you same questions I asked everybody else, right?
Mhm.
How old were you when you fell in love with New Kids, and what was the song that did it for you?
Okay. I believe I was 10. I think that was right, the 10 or 11. And the song was definitely Step by Step. I didn't find them till that album.
Step by step. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so you came in a little later than
A
some of us.
little bit. Yeah. I wasn't really like getting it until like one of my best girlfriends growing up. She was really into them. And she was one of the few of us that had a CD player. And her parents let her have those CDs. And we were like, wow, this is so exciting. And then I slowly got into it. And then
Yes.
it just it was everything.
Oh my God, how dreamy were they when they were younger, right?
It's
How
funny
do
because they seemed like grown men, but it's so funny now when you think about how they were only like 17, 18, 19. Like they were just babies.
Yeah, but to the rest of us, they were grown. I get it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So then, okay. So when they came out with Step by Step and you discovered it for the first time, right? What was it that made you fall in love with them to begin with? Was it the looks, the charisma? What was it?
The looks, the songs were fun. Us girlfriends had a good time like dancing to them. And each of us had our own little crush on whichever boy it was. I mean, also the girlfriend who introduced me to them, we were both Jordan girls. So I just gravitated towards him naturally.
Did you
But
fight over who was gonna be the Jordan's wife?
we were really good at sharing, actually. Really good at sharing. It
That's
kind of
all.
gave us this common bond, I guess, to crush over. Oh, do you have this picture of him? Oh, you need to get this magazine because you should see this picture of him in this month's like Bob magazine. You have to get it. 4-page spread. Go girl. Like it was like that.
So then, did you have a hard time, like some of us did, trying to decide which side of the poster to hang? Because they would have like two pictures of Jordan back to back, and you had to pick. Oh my God, that had to be hard.
Flip them. Put one side up for a month, flip it.
You see what I did because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to mess up the posters. I would hang them on a string and let
Yeah.
it spin, and I would just watch it. Ooh.
Smart.
Yep, kind of like the little carousel they have for the babies, but mine were posters just so I can see both sides.
That's creative.
I know, right? No.
Mm-hmm.
So then now you had your posters all over the wall like the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
Did you like go crazy and bedazzle everything right all over your clothes, all that good stuff?
I tried to recreate the Irish Power green denim jacket that Joey Joe had because I had my sister had like actually it was her jacket. I took it and just bedazzled it up, but I had a pink neon denim jacket and she had the green neon one. So I took hers and just went to town trying to copy the jacket. And I didn't have sewing skills or anything. So I was using like glue. And so all these sequins are all falling off all the time. And I'm like, I made it. I did
Oh, yes. Oh my God, that's
it.
awesome. Did you also, were you able to get like the dolls and the comic books and all that good stuff?
I got a lot of it. I got the Jordan doll. I don't think I had any of the like the plush ones, the stuffy ones. I didn't have one of those, but I think I had ones that are right behind you. Those like
The
the
little ones,
bendable
I noticed.
the
Mm-hmm.
bendable figurines. I think I had at least one of those. Yeah. And my favorite piece of memorabilia I had was the Lynn Goldsmith book, the photo book that
The
came
photo.
out kind of late. I think it came out in late 1990, maybe.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was like a birthday or Christmas present. I can't remember because like my birthday's on the 27th of December, so it's like the same thing. I remember begging my mom, like I knew what it was already, just begging her to open it. And I managed to convince him to let me open it early. It was great.
So it wasn't even for Christmas. You had to wait 2 extra days just to open your present. It was like, oh my God.
Oh, I had been waiting. I knew exactly what it was. I'm surprised now when I think back though that my mom would have let me have that book.
Mm, do you? It's not bad. It's
It was a
pictures.
little it was a little spicy.
Yeah, but us teenagers, we like spicy.
I think I was probably 12. No, I wasn't quite I might have been 12 by then. That would have been my 12th birthday probably.
Oh, so you was a preteen. I get it. I get it.
Mhm.
But it was good though. It was still good.
So good.
I know.
Love that book.
So then now, did you ever get to see them live as a child?
The friend who got me into them, her and I weren't allowed to go. Our parents didn't let us go. I don't know really why. Maybe it was financial. I don't know. But her and I were watching the news highlights on the local news station and sat there in her living room crying all night
Oh my God.
because we
Yeah.
couldn't go.
Yeah. I had actually won tickets for the Summer Magic Tour on a radio station, and
Wow.
my mom did not let me go. And
Why?
then, I don't know. I don't know. But she didn't let me go.
Mhm.
And they were broadcasting it live over the radio. So I had to sit there all day and listen to the station, listen to all the girls on the bus on their way to the concert, and
Mm,
saying to myself, that should have been me.
it's not fair. Were you born and raised in the Bronx?
I was, yeah. I mean, I grew up in Brooklyn for a little bit, the first half of my life, but then, yeah,
Uh,
but I was born in the Bronx.
Sweet. I've been to New York City 6 years ago. The only time I've been.
Yeah.
I used to sing in a band, and we went there to do a radio show in Long Island. So it was like one of the best trips of my life. I can't wait to go back to New York.
Oh my God, yo, we're definitely gonna hook up when you come.
Yes.
I used to be in a band too, but I used to play drums.
Did you really?
Long time ago. I love my rock and my metal too, but that's besides the point.
I'm a rocker. Yep.
Yeah, we'll talk later. We'll talk later.
Okay.
Getting back to the guys, right?
Got it.
Yeah. So then you didn't get to go, so you were crying all day. How did you help yourself feel better? Like I know whenever Saturday came around, I was like, "Oh my God, the cartoons."
Well, I don't precisely remember what we did that time to make us feel better. I do remember things we would do when we'd have a sleepover and we'd have like 4 or 5 of the girls over. And, Saturday morning, we would watch the cartoon. We would definitely watch the Hangin' Tough live VHS tape. And we kept rewinding it over and over when it came to the hip thrust.
Mhm. Yes,
But
girl.
we had no idea what was really going on, but we knew we liked it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. And then the thing is that back then we had tapes also, cassette tapes. And whenever we would replay our favorite song, that just got warped.
Hmm.
Right?
Gets
And
all garbled and stuck in the cassette player.
I know it sucked so bad. And then when it got stuck, we needed the pencil to take it. Oh my God. And if it broke, we taped it. We taped it as thin as we could
Yes,
to
had to be.
replay it. And then over it. It's like, we don't care. We want to hear it.
And if for some reason that tape wasn't fixable, you'd have to start taping them off the radio. And
Yeah.
then you hope that the DJ didn't talk right into the singing, right? Or
Hmm.
they call it to the post, right up to the post. They would talk over the whole intro of the song. You'd be like, no, stop.
I know. And then not only that, they never let the whole song play. They would cut it all the
Oh
time.
yeah, I always cut it.
Oh, I know. But yeah.
But yeah, I know I had all of them on cassette. I don't know if I had them on CD, like all of their tapes, but I'm sure I'd had to rebuy at least one of them from being overplayed.
Hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. See, I was a little poor over here, so I had to buy the bootleg version sometimes of the guys, and then it was never quite right because they didn't tape it right. It was like, oh my God, it was basically almost like taping it off the radio. But I wanted that picture so I can put it on the wall.
Oh yeah, I wanted the album artwork, especially the No More Games cassette, the remix album. I love that cover.
I do too, girl. I love that one.
They
So
look
then
so badass.
I know, right? Oh my God. So then now we're rewinding a little bit, right? And
Mhm.
actually, we're moving forward a little bit, right? And so it's 1994,
Mm.
and the
Mhm.
guys broke up. How did that impact you?
I was getting to the age where at school, instead of having picture, their poster in the locker on the inside door so everyone could see it, I was putting it up in the back of the locker because people were, guys especially, boys would make fun of us for
Mm-hmm.
liking them. So I was still hanging on to them, but I was trying to hide it so I wouldn't get made fun of.
Yeah, so you was
Um,
being tough.
was trying. But then eventually, as we were growing up, we started getting into other things, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's not that, as Donnie says, this remember 94, that's when you guys didn't love us anymore. It's like, no,
Oh.
it's not that. It's not that. It's not that. It was just we were growing up and finding other things.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when the grunge era moved in, right?
Oh my God, girl, we gotta talk because I love Nirvana and all these bands, but and Pearl Jam and anyway,
Mhm.
okay. So, but yeah, oh my God. So, I mean, for me, it was a little devastating because I was like, no, this part of my life is just like gone. It's leaving. I can't believe it. But that album, Face the Music, was amazing. I
It was
thought.
so good. Here's the thing. I knew it was near the coming to the end where the infatuation was dwindling down a bit, but um I remember someone saying recently that the Dirty Dog video was banned in Canada.
Was it?
But but I'd seen it somewhere. I think it
Mm-hmm.
was just not being played on much music, but I had seen it. I just don't know where. Anyways, and I remember thinking, "Whoa, this is spicy." Like the boys are like getting all sexual and Joe's got his ski goggles on. What's happening here?
Ah, there it
Um,
is.
and then Never Let You Go comes out and I'm like, "Oh, every Jordan girl."
Mm-hmm. That's a good song. I like Girls. I love Girls. That's like my song on that album, the Joey song. But
It is a good
it
song, and
really
it
is.
was a very fantastic album, and they finally had the chance to make music, without being under the umbrella of Maurice Starr, and that was a cool experience, but it's too bad that, things were fizzling out a little bit at that time,
Mm-hmm.
which they
Well,
probably needed.
maybe.
They
Because,
probably needed the break.
yeah, maybe. Only because, like, when it comes to some of us, they had impact in our life, and they help us through like trials and tribulations, and maybe we were
Mhm.
going through something really bad, and then they just end up like, cheering us up. Like, was there anything like that for you?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to reword or re-say that again because 'cause I'm kinda
So
lost
basically,
on it.
was there any trials and tribulations, anything you was going through in your life at the time that New Kids might have helped you with?
Oh, well, I don't think of anything specifically. I mean, at that time in my life, I was having a good time with my friends and stuff. I mean, I didn't have an easy childhood. There were hard times for sure, but I did definitely find a lot of happiness and um, super amount of fun just being a fan of theirs that kind of did take me away and distract me from some of the troubles in my life for sure. For
Hmm.
sure.
And then we all got bullied. I mean, all of us got teased for liking them. So I'm totally with you on that one.
And I think a lot of the girls still liked them.
Hmm.
But it was like we were getting into boys for real, and we didn't wanna be teased by them.
Right. So then now 99 comes along, and then you hear that Jordan and Joey and even Danny, they released solo
Mhm,
albums. And I'm
mhm.
freaking out like, are they getting back together? But how did you feel when you heard that?
I was a little bit surprised at first. I knew that he was well, and speaking about Jordan, I knew that eventually he would do something.
Hmm.
I couldn't imagine him never performing again or something to that effect. The timing was I was actually getting into the Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears and NSYNC and all of that at that time too. I was digging it, but by this time I'm 20,
Hmm.
right? So I'm a grown woman, I think, or at least I think I am, right? And then he's back, and then Jordan's back, and it's the video "Give It to You," and I'm like, "Yeah, I still want this man. I still like this guy. I don't think I ever stopped liking this guy." And so I went out and got the album right away, and I was just like, I couldn't believe how the lyrics were, and like,
Hmm.
wow. But I was really deep down seeing his success with that song made me very happy for him because he's just you have this thing where you feel like you grew up with them and you want, even though you don't really know them at all, but you
Mm,
want them to succeed.
of course,
So
definitely.
the last thing I wanted to see is him and Joey come out and fall flat on their face. And they didn't. They did. They did an amazing job and they succeeded. And that made me happy.
And were you able to see them on any of their solo tours?
I did see Jordan in 2006 when he was touring for The Fix, the EP.
Okay, so now you got to tell us about that girl. Tell me.
um, it was a pretty intimate venue. When I went there, I just went by myself because I decided to go last minute. I had only heard about it within like that week. And I was like, I'm just going to go. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to go. I'll meet people there. I'll have some drinks. I'll have some fun. It'll be good. And it was so intimate that all of us were just pretty much like right up at the front, and partied with a lot of really cool ladies. And at the end, I realized I didn't know he was doing a meet and greet. So I was like, how do I get into this? So I totally did. It's like, how could I not do this? I have to meet him. It's like a life goal, right?
Yes.
And so I approach him when it's my turn, and there's like this couch there, and I sit down on the couch, and he smiles at me. We hug each other. Um, the guy who was his tour manager at the time, I can't remember his name. I think it's Chad. I think his name was Chad. He took my camera to take a picture of Jordan and I. Jordan signed a black and white um, press photo of him to me. And I was impressed because if I remember this correctly, he spelled my name right without having to ask me how to spell it, which I found very impressive.
Nice. Okay.
Because
Okay.
it's not an easy name for some people to spell. And I really couldn't think of anything clever to say to him. Like everything important just flew right out of my brain. And him and I just sat there and looked at each other, and he just kind of smirked. Like, and I'm just like, I wanted to talk to you my whole life, and I have no idea what to say to you right now.
Right.
And he's just giggles about it. Um, and then I
That-
just remember asking him, "Do you remember the last time you played here?" He's like, "Nope, no." And I was like, "Yeah, you probably didn't remember a lot of stuff going on back then." And from what I found out later too, that night he was actually sick with the flu.
Oh, okay.
So I was just happy that he didn't cancel the meet and greet, or the show even, because he
Mm-hmm.
seemed to be fine. But I think I mean, Jordan's known for being relatively quiet,
Yes.
so I don't know if that would have made him being feeling under the weather would have made that more so. But he was very sweet, very sweet. And then I hugged him, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go now, bye. And then I hugged him again. I laughed.
Isn't it funny how that seems to happen? Like we would plan our whole lives what we would say if we met the guys.
Yeah.
And then some of us get to meet the guys.
Hmm.
And then
And
we say
nothing.
nothing. That happened to me. I mean, it'll never happen again, and it hasn't since. But the first time when I met Donnie was on the cruise 2014 when they were actually shooting Rock This Boat the first season.
Yeah.
And he picks me out of the audience because, I did some stuff with my hair to get his attention, of course. And then I get up there. Now I'm fighting the whole night to try and get up there. I finally get up there and I freeze. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, so I did one of these. I just start dancing. It was so crazy. And then he's just looking at me like, I didn't even ask for a selfie.
That's because you're in the moment.
I
You were
was. I
in the
got my
moment.
hug and I was just like, oh my God. And I was shaking and all of that. And then I was like, why did I not get him? Oh my God. It was crazy. But then I vowed, I said, never again, never again. And I haven't since.
Did anyone get it on video?
Yeah, and somebody sent it to me. But we say we won't do it again, and then like another story happened, which I won't get into the whole story, but just know that I was in the elevator with Donnie holding my hand, that I didn't notice your man Jordan was standing literally right behind me. Like I can just back up and be on Jordan. And it wasn't until the elevator door opened when I was like, "Oh my God, wait, let me get a picture." I did get my picture. I did get my picture with Jordan, and I have that picture. I can
Nice.
show you at a
I
later
would
time.
love to see it.
Yeah, but I didn't get like my whole thing is I always wanted one picture with all five of them. I had my opportunity and didn't take it.
Right on the cruise, right?
Yeah, so it's crazy. It's crazy. But I get it. I get it. Your heart is pumping. You're like,
Mhm.
is he really here? Like this is happening and you don't
This
know
is
what to do.
yeah. Oh man, that's the thing. It's like I think the reason why I froze too is also because I didn't even think I was going to meet him that day, so I
Hmm.
didn't have anything prepared to ask him.
Right.
And but now I've always been like writing down like since I have a podcast, I'm hoping a life dream would be to have one of them on the show. So I've been writing questions every time one comes into my head. I whip up my phone and I put it in my notepad, and I'm like, so I have the interview written if it ever happens.
Yeah, right? Oh, I get it. I get it. I know we here, girl. We here.
I wanted to tell you another story about his solo tour in 2012, the Unfinished tour,
Mhm.
because my girlfriend and I, um, we bought some tickets with a meet and greet to go see Jordan. And we found out when we got to the venue that the tickets were fraudulent.
No.
Yeah, so they're like, "We're sorry." The tour manager came and looked at them, the venue looked at them, they said, "We're sorry, girls, these aren't real, we're really sorry." And we're like, "Okay." So we're like, "That's okay, whatever." We leave, we go in to a pub across the street and have dinner and some drinks, kinda drown our sorrows and just, try to make a good night of it anyway.
Mhm.
The next day, I look at Jordan's Twitter, and shortly after that happened on Jordan's Twitter account, he said, "Hey, you girls with the fake tickets, come back to the venue." And I totally missed it. I didn't see it till the next day.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I've copied that tweet because obviously his Twitter's gone pretty much now, but, like, I mean, I was like, "You gotta be kidding me! Because like, if only I had looked at my phone and looked at my Twitter, I would have known and we would have gone back and we would have
Yes. Oh my god.
but, that's what happened. But the
Well,
big thing was that he was I don't know if it was him that tweeted it or if it was somebody in his team, but the point was is that they cared or he cared, whatever, that we be included in that night and that we don't miss out on it and that they took the time to do that blew my mind. It gave me so much more respect for him.
well, this is the reason why we're doing what we're doing. I have this show, you have your podcast, because these guys are so amazing, right?
Mhm.
That we love them so much and we want to give back because they literally spoil us. Like they've spoiled me so much that if I meet another celebrity, it's just not the same. It's not the
Mhm.
same, right? So we gotta like show them love and let the world know how awesome they are, until they're sick of us.
It's such a unique relationship between fan and artist in this fandom. Uh, and most I think the majority of the fans all support each other, get along with each other. We all giggle together, we do silly stuff together,
Mhm.
and it's fun. It's
Yeah,
just fun.
we've been able to have friends all over the world because of these guys. We've been able to create families because of these guys, believe it or not. I mean, if you watch some of the other stories on the show, you're gonna see the amazing things that these guys do. That goes for all of my Blockhead beauties. So
Yeah.
now it's 2008.
Mm.
Oh my God, they got back together. Did you think it was gonna happen? And did you believe it?
I felt it would happen. It was very exciting. It was so exciting that I was like, it's back, it's back. And then they announced a tour date in my city. And as soon as they did, I called up the girl who introduced me to them in the first place, the one that I sat around crying with that night in 1990. And I said, guess what we're doing? She's like, I'm there. She had just had a baby. Like her child was like 1 month old. So it was the first time she was leaving her newborn baby to go out and do something.
Yeah.
So she was distracted, but it was like, we got our little I love Jordan buttons and got all dressed up, took selfies together, watched Lady Gaga open for them, and then Jordan even you think again, we mouths dropped. We're like, I cannot believe he did the fan and the open shirt thing again. We were just so happy to be there. It made up for that night in 1990.
See, that's what I was gonna ask you. What was your ritual? Because all of us, we have a ritual to get ready to psych us up for the show.
I don't even know if we, because like I'd only seen them twice as a group, so we didn't really have a ritual per se. We might have had like a pre-drink or something. But I don't know. I remember not really drinking that much because I wanted to remember that night. So maybe I think afterwards was more of like the ritual where we would go. I have an after concert ritual in normal times, of course, where we go out and we do karaoke after and sing a bunch of songs by that artist that we just saw. And that's pretty much what I did. She had to go back home to her newborn baby, but I went out and partied.
Oh, we got to get into that. But before we do, so you went to the concert, and now before anything happens, before the lights go out and you start getting excited, you are surrounded literally by thousands of other blockheads. Like,
Mhm.
how did you feel? Did you geek out with all of them? What happened?
It gave me it was cool to see all the different shirts they were wearing, people who still had their old New Kids merch, and just see that so many people had saved it and hadn't forgotten about them. It was so cool to see that they could fill an arena in 2008. It
Mm-hmm.
made me so proud. It's that going back to that feeling of you still want to see them succeed, and they were. And you knew they were going to be okay, and this was going to be their story was going to have a good ending to it no matter what because they were back.
Yeah, of course. Of course we
So,
love them. And we always
yeah,
show support. Yeah, man. So then that was what other concert did you go to? Did you get to go to another concert and see the guys, and did you geek out and did you meet them? What happened?
never got meet and greet or anything, but we did go to NKOTBSB.
Oh, I did too, girl. That was
Yes, good
the
night.
yeah.
It was a good girls' night. That one we prepared for a little more. I got one of my, like, I went and found an old New Kids on the Block shirt at Value Village, which is kind of like a thrift store.
Mhm.
And it was too big for me. So I cut it off, made it into a halter top and just kind of like, put a ribbon around I made it look all cute. And
Mhm.
then the girls I was going with were my coworkers, but they're a little bit younger than me. So they were Backstreet Boys fans. So it was a perfect night. I felt like I was giving them an education on New Kids that night. And they
On
were just
boy
like, they're
bandom.
hot. And I'm like, I know.
Well, yeah, because I think it's like a 10-year difference. I was there and it was awesome. And it was more like, okay, Backstreet Boys fans scream, ah! New Kids on the Block scream, ah! They were screaming louder because they're 10 years younger than us. They still got their little voices. We were like, ah, you know?
Their youthful little lungs are just like ready to
I
go.
know. We're like the old girls on the block, like trying to scream, but it was such a cool show, though.
I
I
felt the
love.
love was pretty equal that night. I felt like they were getting an equal amount of attention from the crowd.
No, it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was just they were loud. I was like, oh my Jesus. But it
But it
was
was cool because I liked both groups. Just the fact that they came together was mind blowing to me. And I'm like, this is good.
I loved it too, but Kevin was missing.
That was rough.
Yes, and
That
I
was
was
the
like,
only thing that felt wrong.
yeah, because I kind of like Kevin. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
He's a handsome man,
he had that
talented.
goth look going. That's why I liked it. It was just close enough.
Dark and
Yeah,
mysterious.
I knew. Oh my god, I love that. But anyway, we're talking about new kids. So,
Mhm.
but okay, so then you got to go to the concert, and then afterwards, you said you went and celebrated. So, did you actually sing karaoke and you sang new kid songs?
Oh, yeah. I always do that. Like I whenever I'm actually a karaoke host when pre-pandemic. Obviously karaoke is like the number one high risk activity, so it's not happening, but I'm a karaoke host. So we'd always go to where I work because it's karaoke 7 nights a week. And one of the other hosts would be hosting, and we'd come there and have some drinks and sing some songs and just bask in the afterglow of a show because it's so much fun. You got all that energy after the show ends, and
Mm-hmm.
you just want to go and party and celebrate.
Definitely. So then now the night is over, right? And you're in bed and you are reliving every moment that just happened. Like, tell
Mhm.
us about that while you went off to La La Land.
Probably just replaying some of the best of moments of the night, or like I'd always buy oh, I do have memorabilia. I always buy a tour book.
Let me see. Let us see
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Go
Are you
get it,
okay if I
girl.
go get it? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
go get it, girl.
Sorry.
That's okay.
These are pretty much the same size too, these books. So this one, 2008,
Mm,
right?
I got
Amazing.
that
You
too.
got this one too, right?
Yeah, I buy all the books.
One of my favorite parts of this book is the part where they have the Rolling Stone article and they show like an old picture of the guys
Mm-hmm.
and then a really cool article. That's another old picture. I love that.
Yeah, see, I wanted to buy another one so I can hang those up. Because those are good posters. Those are good
Yeah.
posters. Yeah.
Well, and I love the smell of a tour book. It has like this cool
Brand
new
new.
book smell still to it.
Hmm.
And then the other one I got, of course, was this one,
Yeah,
right?
I got that one too. I did. That was awesome.
How cool would it be to get these signed, though? Hey,
Oh, girl. Preach.
big time. Okay, so then I'll show you my last little bit of memorabilia. Then it's okay. So this was my autograph,
Nice. Sexy.
silver pen, which I love,
Mm-hmm.
and then the picture of us meeting. So
Yes, you got your. Oh my God, he's so dreamy in that picture.
yeah, I like this picture a lot. Like it just looks really like chill and
Yes, he looks so cute, and you got that grin. Oh,
oh,
girl.
I am. I gotta. That is happiness on my face.
Yeah, you you're in heaven in that picture. I love it.
So there you go. Yeah, those would be my memorabilias.
That is so awesome. So then now
Mhm.
I'd like to know about dope nostalgia and what made you start that in the first place. Tell everyone.
Well, this is something I had been planning because I knew like my musical tastes have always been very 90s centric. Like I guess you could say I still listen to new music into the 2000s, but not a lot. Like I started to just kind of realize like my heart was in the 90s. So podcasts are becoming more of a popular thing. It's really kind of like easy to put together a podcast if you do your research. Um, and I was already on one with some friends here in town that we just do a local one and we talked about just whatever came to mind for topics. Where so I was getting an education on how to do it. And I said, I want to make one and fine tune it to being focused on music from the 90s, some of the more lesser known stars, and then some of the big stars as well. I didn't think I was ever going to like try to get interviews. I just wanted to talk with my co-hosts, whoever they may be. And so I
Mhm.
started putting the idea together and then the pandemic hits. I had already been recording the show before the pandemic, but then we had to figure out how to do it creatively through Zoom, which is amazing, right? Because I can record all my interviews and still make a quality show using technology. Um, I said, wait, I'm going to go and reach out to some of these stars here. I mean, they've got Instagrams, they've got their social media. Why not try? And I started doing it and they started responding. One of the first ones was Mark Calderon from Color Me Bad.
Mm,
He was on the show. He was on episode 3.
nice.
So the more I tried, I would just like reach out. And if they answer, great. If they don't, that's okay too, you
Mm,
know? And it's been quite a ride. Like Dope Nostalgia has been to me what I find more successful than I expected. And it's given me a passion project to work on during a really hard time in all of our lives,
right, right. Which
you
is,
know?
yeah, which is awesome. So
Yeah.
then you actually interviewed other stars and you've been able to do that. And I mean, that has to be amazing, right? Get their stories
Yeah.
and stuff.
And get their stories and also like also want to focus on what they're doing now because people want to know what you got going on. Like, where have you been? What you been doing? Or some of them are people that are still relevant and obviously still active in the music community. So that's really cool. For an example, like Naughty by Nature, Vinrock. Vinrock's very active in music. He told me all about the mixtape tour. He told me about the fashion lines he's putting out. He's a fantastic guy. So that was amazing to talk to him.
That's awesome. Yes, girl, get it. So then, but the reason you put it together was because you wanted some kind of outlet so that you're able to basically fan out and geek out with the rest of us that still like to
Hmm.
live in the 80s and the 90s, right?
That's right.
Mm,
Nostalgia is a big thing right now, especially during a pandemic when it's like we don't really have much of an opportunity right now to leave the house and make new memories. So it's kind of fun, I think, for me to go back a little bit and think about good times. And that's what this show's really done for me. Even though I was going to do it anyway, I
Mm-hmm.
think it was even more poignant to me because of that reason. And I think a lot of the people who got involved in being on the show have felt that feeling for nostalgia too. 90s, we've all been, I think the 80s nostalgia has been going on for a long time, but the 90s has been 30 years now. So it's starting to come around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, we all love it. I mean, I still love even the 70s, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. So then what's next for Dope Nostalgia?
Well, I don't have any massive new plans other than what I'm already doing. Definitely want to once life comes back to somewhat of a normal life again, once there's concerts and stuff, I'd like to do, those 90s tours that always go around, those nostalgia tours. We
Mm-hmm.
had one booked here for my city before the pandemic hit, and it was going to be Aqua and like Vanga Boys and like all, like all these cool artists. I wanted to get involved with the production team of those shows to see if we could do Dope Nostalgia live from the show
Oh, that would have been
and
awesome.
get some interviews and all of that. So we were talking about doing that with one of the coordinators before it was canceled because of COVID.
Right,
So
right.
that's a goal I have when it all comes back.
Okay. So
Mhm.
then we're gonna look forward to that because that's gonna be awesome and I can't wait to
Yeah.
see it, girl. Mm-hmm. So then now, are you planning on seeing the guys when they come? Like, are you gonna try to go on the cruise? Because you gotta get on the cruise, girl.
More than ever have I ever wanted to be on the cruise because, like, my love for New Kids on the Block has really gotten like big in the last few months. And I feel like from getting to know so many people in the fan community too, I now have people that I can talk to about my fandom and hang out with online. And that means when concerts start happening again and the cruise starts again, I'll have people to go with,
Yeah.
and hang out with. And it'll be nice to have friends there and get to actually meet everybody in person,
Yeah.
you know,
I
and
went by
have a wild
myself.
party.
I went by myself and had the time of my life because of the
Mhm.
Blockheads. They will not let you be alone. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
tell them you're there alone, girl. I got you. You can hang out with our group. You can hang out with our group. You can hang out. Oh my god! And it's just a whole big party, and you don't forget that you're there for the guys, but it's like the bonus, you know.
Mhm.
That's so awesome. So for every show, I always say that we are not affiliated with New Kids on the Block or Wahlburgers or anything like that. However, should the guys see this video, what is your message to them? What do you want them to know?
I got 2 things I want the boys to know. First of all, well, 3. I want you to come on Dope Nostalgia one day.
Definitely.
Obviously.
And a day in
Obviously.
the life of a blockhead.
Exactly, right?
Uh-huh.
Another thing I wanna let Donnie know is that if him and the family were looking to open more Wahlburgers locations in Canada, especially out here in Western Canada, because we don't have one yet, we have a big mall called West Edmonton Mall. He might have heard of it. It's like the same people who created the Mall of Minnesota, the
Hmm.
Mall of America, that
Right.
one. Same owners, but it's in Edmonton and it's almost as big. That's where he needs to put a Wahlburgers.
You hear that, Donnie?
And
Don't
I will help him run it. I will. I managed a restaurant for many years and I'm a server and all that. So I'll help him run it. No problem.
Yeah, I told Donnie, I said, look, he needs to stop and hire me. I'm called that Wahlburgers chick for a reason. So I will
I
go to every single grand opening and I will make it a party. So yeah, let's do this. Let's do this together because we don't have one in New York, believe it or not.
what?
Yeah,
What?
so the one in Coney Island closed. And the
Oh
one that we
no.
had on 85th Street in Manhattan closed. So we don't
Recently?
have one a while ago, pretty way before the pandemic it closed. So the closest one to me is in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
That's a bit of a drive. A little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little
Yeah.
bit.
To go for a burger, it's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, so I don't get to go much. So I'm waiting,
Mm.
Donnie. We need one in New York. But go
That
ahead.
is so
So what?
surprising.
Yeah, I know.
Um, the other thing I was gonna talk to Jordan about is about his social media break. No pressure. You need your break. You need that for your mental health sometimes. I know I need a social media break sometimes, right? We all do.
Yes.
But we miss you.
Yes, we do miss you, Jordan.
We definitely miss him. That's all I have to say about that.
Ah. Well, thank you for being on my show. I appreciate it. I love dope nostalgia. I hope we could do some more collabs. You,
Yeah,
I, and K Airplay Radio. Like, it's going to be awesome.
absolutely.
So for the rest of the fans out there, if you have a story to tell, I mean, come on my show, come on Naomi's show. Like, let's talk about it. Let's talk, girl. We love to talk about these guys so much. All right, so it's that Wahlburgers chick. I'm coming to you from NK Airplay Radio. So for now, stay safe, stay humble, and as always, stay fabulous. Do it, girl. Stay fabulous.
Yeah, girl.
Mwah. Thank you all. Thank you for being on my show, Naomi.
It was a blast. Thank you for having me.
Bye.